nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
Welcome you to beautiful Langhorst Field here on the campus of Elmhurst University as we bring you Blue Jay lacrosse tonight. Coach Morrell and his Blue Jays come into this game with a record of 3-0. They are taking on the Raiders from the Milwaukee School of Engineering. The Raiders coming into this match with a record of 0-2.
Number 27, Billy Lovell.
Blue Jays have beaten Birmingham Southern, Hope, and their conference home opener was back on March 5th when they beat Center College in a thrilling ball game. 15-14 was the final in that one. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee School of Engineering lost to DePaul and also Illinois Wesleyan. So they come in, as I mentioned, with a record of 0-2. 39 degrees here in Elmhurst. Winds out of the north at 13 miles per hour. So a rather chilly evening here. You see the Blue Jays out on the field in the home white with the Columbia blue numbers. And you see the Raiders in the red uniforms with the black numbers and the white trim around the numbers. Both teams sporting some, man, those are some impressive helmets, man.
Quinn Stokes and Marcus Yandel.
Anyway, the officials tonight, Tom Conley, Dick Dooley, and Thomas Cummings. Starting lineups for the Blue Jays, Jake Grebe, Austin Evans on defense, Tony Vasquez. The big story so far in this early season, the two freshman attackers for the Blue Jays, Eli Spence has 20 points, 12 goals and 8 assists. Caden Ames has 11 goals on the young season. Tommy Smythe, Noah Mickelson is in goal for the Blue Jays. Max Reidenhauer, David Constaneta, and Sante Dybowski round out the starting lineups for Mark Morrell, the head coach now in his 11th season. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, Carson Harris, sophomore, long stick mid. John Kubicki. Thomas Miles is the senior goalkeeper for the Raiders. The opening face-off controlled by the Blue Jays and Sante Dybowski. Sam Thompson is a senior attacker for the Raiders. Dawson Smith is a freshman attacker. Peter Ruschenberg is a sophomore defenseman. As the Blue Jays turn this one over, it will go to the Raiders. Billy Lavelle, Ethan Stockwell, Griffin Kaiser, Luke Neal, sophomore midfielder for the Raiders. Coming up, sprinting on here, the near side for the Raiders is number 2, Tanner Whips. He's a senior midfielder, and he tried to center it, and it's finally picked up by the Raiders, and they'll start it from the point. Blue Jays, all 3 of their games this season have been very close games. That Birmingham Southern, they won 17-13. That game at Hope, 3 unanswered goals in the final minutes of that one. And as the Raiders throw this one out of bounds, it will go to the Blue Jays. I don't want to say the Blue Jays stole that game from Hope, but coming from behind and scoring 3 unanswered in the final 3 minutes and winning by 1, 12-11. As a matter of fact, their last 2 games, they've won by 1. That game here at Center, the season home opener, the Blue Jays held on and won 15-14. The shot that time by number 18, Caden Ames, hit the post. Blue Jays will get another opportunity here. 4 15-minute quarters. We're playing with a shot clock, a 90-second shot clock. Curling around here, looking for an opening. Good defense by the Raiders. Wide open from the point there, Brendan Krause, who's one of the 2 face-off guys. It's Krause and Vasquez. They've kind of combined on the face-offs this season. Another opportunity here is Eli Spence, and they get it up to the point to Krause. Spence here on the near wing, as I mentioned, 12 goals, just a freshman. Here he comes, he shoots, and he scores. Eli Spence unassisted.
Jays, number 15, Eli Spence.
And the Blue Jays are on the board first. Take another look at it. You'll see Eli here just racing to the goal and does a nice job. Boy, gets it right by the senior goalkeeper, Thomas Miles. So goal number 13 on the year for Eli Spence. It's 1-0 Blue Jays. They win that face-off. The Blue Jays on the year, it's a young season, averaging 14.5 goals per contest. Another shot and a goal again by Eli Spence.
Goal, Blue Jays, number 15, Eli Spence.
My, oh my. So Eli with goals number 13 and now his 14th goal. Look at that beautiful move. Found the opening and he got it by Thomas Miles. And it's 2-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Good start to this one. Meanwhile, in the 2 games that the Raiders have played, they've struggled offensively. 12 goals in the 2 games, so averaging 6 goals per game are the Raiders, and the Blue Jays get the face-off. Did a nice job early going of winning in that category. That one shot goes high and off to the left. Just underway here, opening quarter. Blue Jays trying to remain undefeated on this young season. Non-conference battle here. Of course, the Blue Jays out of the CCIW. The Milwaukee School of Engineering out of the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference, the NACC. Work it over here to Spence. Boy, he's already looking for the hat trick here. And we've just played 3 minutes of this game. Krause will take the shot and he will score. Brendan Krause with his first goal.
Blue Jays, number 23, Brendan Krause. Assisted by number 40, Pete Grebe.
Pete Grebe will get the assist. And boy, 11:59 left to play here in this opening quarter. And it's 3-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. being very aggressive. That one was from about, well, 12 yards out, I'd say, for Brendan Krause. 2 goals for Eli Spence. And now Brendan Krause gets a goal. It's 3-0. That's scooped up by Dybowski. So again, the Blue Jays win the face-offs. And they have controlled the time of possession, obviously. Eli Spence looking for the hat trick as he got into the crease area. Ball is loose. And the ground ball is scooped up by Sante. Ryan Swank is into the game, and he took the shot wide to the right. So the Blue Jays are getting some shots on goal here. They've obviously have converted 3 times, 3 goals already. 11.5 left to play here in this first quarter. Jake Grebe retrieves it. Flips it up here to the near wing to Ryan Swank. Swank gets checked. He releases. Right back to Swank. Swank will take the shot and he will score. Wow.
Goal,
Ryan
Blue Jays,
Swank with 11 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in this opening quarter, and just like
Assisted by
that,
number 77, Sante
it's
Dybowski.
4-0. Sante Dybowski gets the assist. See the pass from Sante, and firing it in is Ryan Swank. For Ryan, that's his 5th goal of the year. For Sante Dybowski, his 3rd assist of the young season. This face-off controlled by the Raiders. At the point here now for Milwaukee School of Engineering is number 7. That's Ethan Marasco. Over here to the near wing, this is Riley Wyatis. Behind the cage, now they throw it into the crease area. It's down on the ground, and it's picked up by Milwaukee School of Engineering, Sean Roberts. Running a long ways and shooting that one was Riley Wyatis, junior midfielder from Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. And now it'll be the Blue Jays in control here with a lead of 4-0 already. And we have not played 5 minutes of action here, just underway from Elmhurst University, a chilly 39 degrees, the opening faceoff. Spence passes it, and the shot by Krause. Nice save by Thomas Miles. So the Raiders bringing it up on the far side of the field. Ball down, picked up by MSOE. Over here on the near wing is Sam Thompson, and he's going to wait for a couple of substitutions to get into this game. Trotting in is number 2, Tanner Whips. As he passes it off to number 4, Andrew Tolman. Whips getting checked, and he stops, and it's stripped out of his hands. Ball down on the ground, and it's going to go to the Blue Jays here. .9:01 remaining here in this opening quarter. Blue Jays striking early and often. A couple of goals by Eli Spence, one by Brendan Krause, and one by Ryan Swank. And that's where we're at right now, 4-0. Blue Jays have done a nice job on the face-offs, controlling the ball. I was going to say not making too many mistakes, but a turnover there. Unforced error by the Blue Jays. Whips has it at the point here. Now he'll trot over here to the near side where he'll pass it to Sam Thompson, and they work it behind the cage. Raiders, as I mentioned, having trouble scoring, and they can't afford to get down too far here in this one. There's a pivot and the score by Sean Roberts. So Sean Roberts gets it by Noah Mickelson. And the first goal for the Raiders comes with 8 minutes and 17 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. Sean Roberts is a junior, 6'2", from Burtonsville, Maryland. So that breaks the run by the Blue Jays, although the Blue Jays win another face-off here. Here's Dybowski on the dead sprint. Oh, nice pass that time, but Spence kind of juggled it a little bit. So he'll work it behind the cage. Here's Jake Grebe on the trot. To the far wing. Here's Sante. Swank. Good ball movement here by the Blue Jays. Shot and another goal here by Ryan Swank. His second goal of the game and of the quarter.
Ryan Swank. Assisted by number 1, Jake Grebe.
Jake Grebe will get credit for the assist. And that comes with 7 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. So the lead is back up to 4 here now for the Blue Jays. So for Swank, hits his 6th goal of the season, 2nd goal of the game. And for Jake Grebe, his 7th assist of the season. Boy, the Blue Jays are certainly looking sharp here in the early going. And that face-off again won by the Blue Jays as they bring it back to the goalkeeper, Noah Mickelson. Blue Jays work it up here in the near wing. Here's Pete Grebe. Gets it to his brother. Oh, nice extra pass that time by Eli Spence, but a nice save by Thomas Miles. Boy, that extra pass looked awful good. The Blue Jays just couldn't capitalize on it. David Constaneta is back in there defensively for the Blue Jays. He's the leader of that defensive unit. Far wing area. Now the Raiders work it behind the cage. Here's Sam Thompson now. Milwaukee School of Engineering, as I mentioned, losing to Illinois Wesleyan. That is the Titans, a powerhouse year in and year out. That score was 30-4. Illinois Wesleyan will be in town here at Langhorse Field on April 15th to take on the Blue Jays. Curling around and taking the shot and scoring, Peter Ruschenberg.
Goal Raiders, number 23, Peter Ruschenberg.
So Ruschenberg, second goal for the Raiders, comes with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to play here in this opening quarter. And it is now 5-2. Boy, a lot of scoring so far here in this first quarter. We just have a little over 6 minutes remaining, and we've had 7 goals already. 5-2, Blue Jays by 3. And another face-off won by the Blue Jays. Jake Grebe shoots and scores.
Goal Blue Jays, number 1, Jake Grebe. Assisted by number 10, Tony Vasquez.
Tony Vasquez will get the assist, and it's now 6-2 as Jake Grebe with the goal. That is his 8th goal of the season. Take another look at it here. Boy, nobody there. Had a wide open look at it. Thomas Miles had no shot at it. So Brendan Krause now on the face-off here for the Blue Jays, up by 4, 6-2. Winning the face-off against John Kubicki. And the Blue Jays, again, have been dominant on the faceoffs. Here's Jake Grebe. Jake thought about taking the shot, and then the Raiders closed out on him, and now he'll throw it here to the near wing. Ryan Swank will jog it up to the point area. Ryan waits for Pete Grebe to come in. Two Grebe brothers are in. Here's Jake. Swank will take the shot, looking for the hat trick that time, but Thomas Miles was there to make a nice save for the Raiders. 5:20 left to play here in this opening quarter. Blue Jays with the 6-2 advantage. Elmhurst scored the first 4 goals of this game. Sean Roberts with a goal for the Raiders. That made it 4-1. Ryan Swank came back with a goal to make it 5-1. Pete Ruschenberg scored for the Raiders to make it 5-2. And then Jake Grebe, a moment ago, scoring the goal to make it 6-2 Blue Jays. Here's Sante Dybowski. Eli Spence gets checked. Back up top. Here's Swank. He gets checked as well. No penalties so far. It's been a well-played ball game. Here's Ryan. Pivots, takes the shot, and a nice save by Thomas Miles. Well, there was a lot of velocity on that one. Raiders in possession now. 4:22 to go here in this opening quarter. Raiders having trouble clearing. Ball down to the ground, right at midfield. And, well, it was scooped up by the Raiders, but didn't get control. Now it's the Raiders, and they retrieve, and they'll throw it back to the goalkeeper, Thomas Miles. And Miles will throw it over here to Tanner Whips. Whips on the near wing here. A couple of substitutions now coming in for Milwaukee School of Engineering. It's stolen, and now the Blue Jays moving it up on the far side. Blue Jays have been tough defensively. Boy, they've had a solid game so far all around. Coach Morrell has to be awful pleased with the way his team has played here so far early on. Coach Morrell, boy, already in his 11th season as the head coach. Sean Farrell in his 10th season, former North Central College coach. His 10th season, Milwaukee School of Engineering. Stepping up, Eli Spence takes the shot, and it's wide. Blue Jays will have it here with 3 minutes left here in this opening stanza. Blue Jays women's team played last night here at Langhorse Field. Another shot is off and wide to the left. The women's lacrosse team lost to Bethel University of Indiana. 20-5 was the final in that one. The women's team 0-2. And they will play Friday afternoon at Marion University. Men's team tonight, looking good so far. Up by a score of 6-2. Ball loose around midfield, and it's picked up by Matt Koschel. And again now it's the Blue Jays on the attack. Over here to Jake Grebe. Oh, making the move and taking the shot and scoring is Eli Spence. Boy, he got by his initial man and nobody came over to help. And Eli Spence just had a really good look at it.
Timeout.
It comes with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to play in the opening quarter. Here's another look at it here. You'll see Spence right there. He got by his initial guy and really nobody came over. And he got a really good look at it and got it by Thomas Miles, the goalkeeper. And that goal by Eli Spence makes it 7-2 in favor of the Blue Jays, and the Raiders call a timeout here. And for Eli, that is his 13th goal of the season. Came in with 20 points, and he scores his first goal, I should say his third goal of the game. So he's got the hat trick. Remember, he scored the first 2 goals of the game, so now technically he's got 15 goals. Came into the game with 12 goals, add the 3 so far tonight. 15 goals to lead this Blue Jays team. Caden Ames has 11. Next game for the Blue Jays will be on the road at Albion on March 11th. Matter of fact, their next 4 games will be on the road. The next home game won't be until March 29th against Calvin. That'll be a 7:30 face-off. So the Blue Jays will be on the road here after tonight for 4 games. Elmhurst went 10-6 a year ago, 2-4 in the CCIW. The Raiders went 11-5 last year, and 6-2 in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Mentioned Illinois Wesleyan will be in town on April 15th. North Central will come to Langhorse Field a week earlier, April 8th. April 5th will be Augustana. That will be the other home game. Teams in the CCIW, a bit different than football and basketball. You've got your regulars, Carthage, North Central, Illinois Wesleyan, Augustana, and Carroll, but Transylvania is in the CCIW in Lacrosse. Shot by Jake Grebe and the save by Thomas Miles. So we're under 2 minutes here in the opening quarter, and it's 7-2 in favor of the Blue Jays as the Raiders turn it over. And the ball is going to go back over to the Raiders here with 1:36 remaining. 80-second shot clock is in play here tonight. Wind still coming in from the north. Opening face-off, it was at 13 miles an hour, which makes it a bit chilly out there. Tanner whips at the point, and they work it around behind the net now. Far wing area. Now it's Sean Roberts. Roberts makes the move. Takes the shot, and it's a nice save by Noah Mickelson. Roberts almost had his second goal of the night, but Mickelson had other thoughts, and he made a nice save. Boy, Noah Mickelson, he was the CCIW Defensive Player of the Week earlier this season. His fine defensive performance against Hope. I believe he had 18 saves in that game against Hope. Oh, Jake Grebe lost it on the ground, and he picks it up, gets the ground ball. He's going to take another shot, and it's saved by Thomas Miles. Getting back to Noah Mickelson, 38 goals against in his 180 minutes in the net. 49 saves. His save percentage is .563 as we have come to the end of the opening quarter. Here at Langhorse Field, and the Blue Jays lead it by a score of 7-2. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
You just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn, a place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
Welcome back to Langhorst Field. Blue Jay Lacrosse is the name of the game here tonight. Just about ready to get the second period underway. 7-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Eli Spence getting the hat trick. 3 goals in that opening quarter. Ryan Swank had 2 goals. Jake Grebe with 1. Brendan Krause with 1. 2 goals for the Raiders. Sean Roberts had 1. Pete Ruschenberg with the other for the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Tony Vasquez is out there for the Blue Jays for the face-off. John Kubicki with the face-off for the Raiders. And we are just about ready for the face-off to start the second quarter. There's the whistle, and it's Kubicki kicked it and did a nice job of doing that, so he got some space and picked it up, and the Raiders win the faceoff. Coming in, Tanner Whips, and he will have it right now. Start the offense at the point here for the Raiders as they work it on the far wing area. Find themselves trailing by 5 here to the home team. 7-2, just underway here in the second period. Ball down on the ground. Picked up by the Raiders, and we've got a whistle, and they want to reset, I should say, the 80-second shot clock. Whips making the move. Now he brings it behind the net. Good movement, although it's down on the ground now. Ground ball scooped up by the Blue Jays. Raiders had a pretty decent possession there, although they let it down on the turf in the crease area, and the Blue Jays were all over it. On the move, what a great move that time by Josh Kubicki.
Number 2, Josh Kubicki.
Zigged and zagged his way in and got it through Thomas Miles. Watch it again here. Here's Kubicki. Goes low left through Miles, Thomas Miles, I should say. And it's now 8-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Unassisted goal that time by Josh Kubicki, a freshman midfielder. Went to Neuqua Valley in Naperville, local product. And so he comes in, and boy, another freshman contributing. Coach Morrell just has to love the way these freshmen have come in and contributed. Biggest lead of the night here for the Blue Jays. It's 6, 8-2. Raiders behind the net. Coming out in the far wing area. Tanner Whips has it, now gives it to Sean Roberts. Roberts retreats and passes it off to Riley Wyatis. Roberts now here as he makes the move here to the near side, pivots, tries to get off his shot, although I think he tried to pass that one off. High pass, ball down on the ground on the far side, heading towards midfield. Ball is still on the ground, and it's finally, it is scooped up. Well, now they're going to give the ball to the Blue Jays here. So Ryan Swank now gets it ahead. Eli Spence with the shot, the save by Miles. And now it's scooped up by the Raiders. Jake Grebe checking. And the ball down on the ground. It's picked up by the Blue Jays, so the Raiders turn it over. And Jake will trot it over here into the middle. Grebe gives it to Kraus. Kraus takes the wide open shot and a save by Miles. Boy, Kraus had a good look at it. Had a lot of velocity on it too. Got to give some credit to Thomas Miles, the senior, for making the save. Blue Jays getting some good looks. Now Miles comes way out of the net. Passes it on the far wing. Up ahead, Luke Neal. And curling around the cage, shooting and missing. That was Peter Ruschenberg who missed the shot on goal. Peter with a goal in that first quarter for the Raiders. Eli Spence will back it out, and the Blue Jays will reset the offense, making some substitutions. Parker O'Leary, number 33, comes into the game. Spence over here to O'Leary. O'Leary pivots, working it behind the cage. Shoot, and a shot wide to the right by Jake Grebe. Blue Jays retain possession here. Leading by a score of 8-2. Josh Kubicki with a goal for the Blue Jays, and oh my. Piece of equipment comes flying off of Eli Spence. Blue Jays retain possession here. Here's O'Leary. Now he'll work it to the point and work it to the far side. Grebe makes the move. Jake fires and wide to the right. 10.5 left to play here in this first half. 8-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Glad to have you logged on to BlueJayTV.com. Oh my, shoved from behind. And Eli Spence goes down hard to the turf. Bunch of substitutions for both teams. Austin Evans comes back in defensively for the Blue Jays. Trying to slow down Tanner Whips, and he does. Raiders behind the net. Over here to Ruschenberg. Ruschenberg gets checked by Max Reidenauer. And there's our first flag of the night. And the Raiders shoot, and looks like they score. Believe that's going to be Ruschenberg.
Number 23, Peter Ruschenberg.
It is by Peter Ruschenberg. That is his second goal. See what the flag is all about. Comes with 9 minutes and 47 seconds to play here in this first half. So Ruschenberg scores his second goal of the night for the Raiders. And it's now 8-3. Blue Jays win the face-off. Nice job by Vasquez as he tosses it back to the goalkeeper, Mickelson. 8-3 in favor of the Blue Jays here. Langhorse Field is the setting for this non-conference men's lacrosse contest. Whoa, the pass over here to the near wing, and it was not handled that time by Caden Ames. So the ball is down the ground. Oh, Ames picks it right back up. Blue Jays retain possession. Good job by Caden to get that ground ball. Pete Grebe, now we've got, okay, they want to reset the shot clock. There we go. Well, now the two officials want to talk things over here. Not sure if it has something to do with the clock. The game clock is at 9:01 right now. Yeah, I think they want to change the time on the clock. It's currently at 9:01. Oh, they changed the shot clock is now at 21. The official holding up numbers. Now he's trying to yell up here to the press box. Okay, they want it to 71, so we changed the shot clock now from 21 up to 71, and the officials are okay with that. We have restarted, and we're underway here. Greeby to his brother Pete. Shot and a save. Ryan Rector getting the shot off for the Blue Jays. And now it's Tanner Whips in possession. Whips jogging to midfield. Now he splits through a couple of Blue Jay defenders, and he's still moving towards the goal. And he stops, passes it off here. 8:23 to play here in this first half. 8-3. Each team has scored a goal here in the second period. Blue Jays led 7-2 at the end of the first period. Bring it back up to the point here to Whips. And now a screen. He works around the screen, takes the shot and the save by Noah Mickelson. Whips had a really good look at that shot. At that goal attempt, I should say. Mickelson comes away with the save. Boy, Noah way out of the goal right now. He's almost, okay, now he's going to retreat back into his own crease area. Ball down on the ground, and it's picked up by Jake Greeby. Greeby gets the ground ball. And now Pete Greeby picks up the ground ball. The two Greebies passing it up top. Here's Jake. Powering his way in, does not get a shot off, instead goes to the far side, and it's Eli Spence with the shot that's wide to the right. And I think Coach Morrell wants to talk things over here. And so with 7 minutes and 13 seconds left to play here in this first half, the Blue Jays find themselves leading by 5 over the Raiders. Eli Spence with a huge first quarter, 3 goals, gets the hat trick already to lead the Blue Jays. Ryan Swank had a couple of first quarter goals as well. Jake Greeby had a goal, as well as Brendan Krause. Josh Kubicki with the goal in the second quarter for the Blue Jays. That came with 13 minutes and 59 seconds left to play. And then a couple minutes later, at the 9:47 mark, it was Peter Ruschenberg, the sophomore, scoring his second goal of the night to bring the Raiders to within 5. And that's where we're at right now, 8-3 in favor of the Blue Jays. So again, the Blue Jays off to a good start, although it is a very young season so far. But the Blue Jays 3-0. But they'll have some tough opponents here after tonight. They'll be on the road for 4 at Albion on March 11th. March 15th at Aurora University. That's always a tough place to play. The Spartans play awful tough at home. And then the Blue Jays will take on Southwestern and Whittier on the road before coming home to Calvin College on March 29th. So Coach Morrell, he does not shy away from tough non-conference competition. He's done that in all of his years here at Elmhurst University. And of course, gets his team ready for the tough CCIW conference ahead. Blue Jay ball now here after the timeout. Greeby spins, trying to break free to get off a shot. He cannot. And now Elmhurst works it behind the net. Over here to the near side is Sante Dybowski. Dybowski takes the sidearm shot, and the ball will be turned over to the Raiders. 6.5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Raiders have not had too many offensive opportunities. They have scored the 3 goals, but the Blue Jays have dominated in the face-off area and in the time of possession. Mickelson has played very well in goal. And again, not too many unforced errors for the Blue Jays here in this game. Coach Morrell has to be awful pleased with his club's performance. There's a shot and a goal. That's 13. That's Soren Savard, a sophomore attacker out of San Diego, California. And that now makes it 8-4 here. That goal comes with 5 minutes and 51 seconds remaining here in this first half. So the Raiders are trying to get back into this game here. They find themselves trailing by just 4 with 5:51 remaining. Vasquez, though, wins the faceoff. Blue Jays quickly on the attack. The shot that time by Eli Spence, and the save by Thomas Miles. So Milwaukee School of Engineering again with possession here as they get it to Tanner Whips, trailing by just 4 here on the road. Whips goes down, ball is down, and it's picked up by the Raiders. They flip it right back to Tanner, who's got it on his backside, and now a stoppage of play finally, as Tanner Whips is down now right around midfield area. And you see the trainers further from the Milwaukee School of Engineering going out to attend to Tanner Whips, and he gets some help coming up. Oh, limping very noticeably with that right leg. Tanner Whips is a senior midfielder, 6'1", 165-pounder from Eagan, Minnesota. And he's hurting with that leg. Hopefully he gets attended to, and hopefully he gets back out on the field for the Raiders. And they may just take him into the locker room right now. Well, they're actually bringing him to the trainer's table right below us. So they'll work on Tanner. Yeah, well, his left knee, Tanner's left knee is bleeding. And so they're going to attend to him. Blue Jay ball here. Leading by 4, it's 8-4. Again, good ball movement. The shot in the crease by Pete Grebe. And now the Blue Jays do retain possession. Chris Haycock into the game. He passes to Dybowski. Spence goes behind the cage, scoops up the ground ball, and up on top to Sante. In the crease area, Pete Grebe, and the save by Thomas Miles. Grebe was open just for a second. Got off the shot, but Miles with the save. Sean Roberts now, guarded by Sante Dybowski. As they work it behind the net. 3:47 left to play in the first half. Blue Jays doing a great job defensively. Shot clock is down to 27. There's a penalty flag. 2 flags go down here. And it's going to be against the Blue Jays here. The Raiders should have a man-up situation here. We'll wait officially for the call. It is indeed going to be against the Blue Jays. It will be against Tommy Smythe. So Smythe will have a knee, and the Raiders will have a man-up situation here with 3:23 left here in this first half. Great opportunity here for MSOE to get another goal here. Trailing by just 4. They've trailed by as many as 6. Ball deflected there by Swank, and the ball goes out of bounds to the Raiders here. Just a little over 3 minutes remaining here in this first half. Blue Jays led 7-2 at the end of 1. Getting outscored here in the second period, 2-1. Good to see Tanner Whips back into the game for the Raiders. He's at the point. He's got the ball right now. Whips takes the shot. Saved by Mickelson, and he covers it up nicely. Boy, Tanner Whips with a whip shot, if you will. But a great job by Mickelson of covering it up. So now the Blue Jays on the attack here. 2.5 minutes left here in this first half. Caden Ames gives it up to Grebe. Jake steps up, shoots, and scores.
Goal Blue Jays, number 1, Jake.
So
Grebe.
Jake Grebe scores his second goal of the night. And on the season, it's now his 9th goal of the season. And that makes it 9-4. The lead back up to 5. Comes with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in this first half. So Jake Grebe, the senior out of St. Louis, Missouri. Big goal there for the Blue Jays. The lead is back up to 5. And on this face-off, scooped up by the Raiders as they win that particular face-off. And this ball is going to roll out of bounds. It will go to Elmhurst here. 2:02 remaining. See if the Blue Jays can knock in another one here and go up by 6. Currently leading by 5, 9-4 Elmhurst. Closing in on the first half here. Stepping in, Sante Dybowski. His shot is wide to the right. Sante was left wide open on that particular play. Sante with 5 goals on the season. Here's Jake Grebe, already with a couple of goals here tonight. Spins. Flips it into the crease area, looking for O'Leary. And Parker couldn't quite come up with it, so now the Raiders in possession. Virtually the shot clock and the game clock are the same. Andrew Toman, number 4, in possession of it, and now a whistle, and Toman can't believe the call as the Blue Jays get possession now. Caden Ames with it. Krause in the crease, shoots and scores.
Goal Blue Jays, number 23, Brendan Krause.
So Brendan Krause, there you see him.
15, Eli Spence.
Eli Spence will get the assist. Krause gets the goal. Watch it here. You'll see Krause in the crease area. The quick catch and shoot by Krause with 1:02 left to play here in the first half. And indeed, the lead is back up to 6. So after the Raiders scored 2 goals, The Blue Jays come back and score 2 goals, one from Jake Grebe and one from Brendan Krause. For Krause, his second goal of the night. So Krause and Jake Grebe each with 2 goals. Eli Spence has 3 to lead the Blue Jays. Under a minute remaining here. Shot clock can be turned off. The shot wide by Caden Ames. Caden looking for his first goal of the night. He comes into this game with 11 goals. 44 seconds to go here in the half. Grebe pivots. Ball down low in the shot and a goal that time by Eli Spence.
Goal Blue Jays, number 15, Eli Spence.
So Eli Spence with his
Assisted by
4th
number
goal
1, Jake Grebe.
of the night. Jake Grebe with the assist, and it's 11-4. Elmhurst with the lead. So a good finish to this first half for the Blue Jays, scoring 3 goals in the final 2 minutes and 15 seconds of this first half. And they now lead it, the Blue Jays do, 11-4. Alex DeVries coming in for the faceoff, a sophomore for the Raiders, as he goes up against Vasquez for this faceoff. And Vasquez, if he can scoop it up, and the ball is still down. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Raiders. Boy, Vasquez trying to put a clamps on it, just couldn't, and it kept on going and going and going, and finally went out of bounds. Final seconds winding down here. 15 seconds to go here in the half. Tanner whips. Koschel on him. Dropped it. Koschel picked it up. Big ground ball there for Koschel. Final seconds winding down. 3, 2. Oh, the Blue Jays had a chance, but Eli Spence couldn't quite come up with it. And we have played one half of lacrosse here in Elmhurst, and the Blue Jays lead it here by a score of 11-4 over the Milwaukee School of Engineering. We'll take a timeout. Be back with the third period. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
My name is Michael. I'm a senior here. I study special education, and I'm a first-generation college student.
My name is Lauren Berryhill. I'm a junior, and I'm a music education major.
My name is Sarah Jean Dickey. I am a double major in mathematics and computer science with a minor in Spanish, and I'm a senior.
My name is Raniel Morales. I'm a freshman, and I'm a psychology major.
I transferred to Elmhurst because I like the small class sizes, and I really value that professor-student relationship that I knew that I was going to get here.
When I was looking at other colleges, it just didn't feel like people cared and wanted you there the same way that when you came to Elmhurst. They just really wanted you to be there and to learn and grow, and I felt like I would be comfortable coming here, but also be pushed in so many ways to grow and become better.
I already knew some people who went here, and I'd visit a couple of times just to hang out with them. I just really liked being around them and being here. And the campus itself is absolutely beautiful.
My sister did go to school here as well. I kind of already knew the campus a little bit, knew it was a great school. I'm glad I chose Elmhurst because it was probably the best place for me, and it was the best monetary decision as well.
When I first transferred, I lived in apartments, but now I live in Stanger, and I really couldn't picture it any other way. Like, I love being on campus. There's just something about rolling out of bed and going to class that I love.
I started out in Schick my freshman year here. I moved to Niebuhr halfway through. I lived in Schick my sophomore year as well, and I've been living in an on-campus house on Myrtle for the past 2 years, and I love it there.
I've actually only lived in Cureton Hall all 3 years. I really could stay there my 4th year and be fine.
I love the community that it brought, that you were one room away from your friends, you were eating dinner on campus together almost every night, and just that there were different opportunities within the residence halls.
A day in the life is pretty hectic. Most music ed majors, their classes are in the mornings and then their ensembles are in the afternoon. So I'm pretty much boom, 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 thing to thing to thing.
I'm a morning person, so whether I have class in the morning or not, I like to wake up a little bit on the earlier side.
So I'd wake up at 5:30, practice, eat breakfast quickly, go to my 9 a.m.
Probably have class till around noon, and depending on the day, I'll probably head out to the local middle school to take some time with my students there, go to the library to do some homework, and then I also work at the library.
Get out of class, go home, change, go directly to work.
I'll usually have work later in the afternoon, and then eat dinner, maybe do some more homework, watch a movie.
Get a dinner or some snacks at the Roost, and then head back to my dorm to do some homework and head to bed.
Usually I spend time with my friends at night, and that's when I get to catch up on what's going on.
My favorite place on campus is on the 3rd floor of the education department. It's the best place to study with the best view.
I have 2 favorite places on campus. One is my house, but I also love the conference room in Daniels.
My favorite place would be the cafeteria.
Sitting in Founders, I love to sit at one of those tables and do homework. You can be in there to have fun, you can be in there to study, and the vibe can be whatever you want it to be.
Out of the 4 classes that I took this past semester, my favorite class was acting. The professor was Dr. Tony Noyce. He is such a character. He's so awesome to be around. It was such a fun experience.
And my favorite class is probably linear algebra. It's Dr. Crawford. It was part theory and part computation, which I really liked how it pulled those 2 concepts together. And Dr. Crawford is just an amazing teacher. I've had her almost every semester since I've been here.
Post-colonial theory with Dr. Janice Lively, and that class had me thinking about it like all day.
Music theory class, which is probably an interesting choice because it was at 8 a.m. every single day my freshman year, both semesters, which no one likes 8 a.m.s in college. My professor, Mr. Streeter, is incredible, and my class became more of a community than anything. It was a really nice way to come into college, and honestly, my best friends came out of that class. One of my favorite activities is the honors program. I've been involved with it all 4 years that I've been on campus here. I'm also involved in Alpha Phi Omega here on campus. You do a lot of service in the community. You get to build relationships with people in the organization, and you get to do a lot of leadership activities. I've been involved in lots of student groups on campus, all the choral ensembles, the vocal ensembles, and I loved being in late night blues, vocal jazz. We just had a lot of fun and really bonded with each other. I'm also a member of Phi Mu. It's a really fun way to meet people, but also to give back to others that need it.
My favorite organizations that I've been a part of is definitely the Black Student Union, because I really like what they're doing for the campus overall and the social justice issues that they're pursuing on campus.
I'm pretty much just involved with running. I'm really proud to be a Blue Jay because it's an amazing community. Blue also looks really nice when we're running, so it's awesome.
Love being a student ambassador in the Office of Admissions. It's really great because I get to give tours to all these potential students, whether they're first years or transfers.
I'm a CA for the ELSA students, which basically means that I live in the dorms that they also live in to provide any extra support that they might need. And I'm really proud to be part of this program, especially because it's one of the few in the country. And it's awesome because I work with students with disabilities in classrooms, and they always ask me, oh, can I go to Elmhurst? And I can say confidently, yes, you can go to Elmhurst.
When I cross the stage at graduation, I'll be most proud of all the research that I've done. I didn't come into college with the intention to do that. I fell in love with the idea of research and the process of doing research. It's just incredible to look back and think that Elmhurst has done so much for me already, and I think that's what I'll be most proud of, to think just who I've become and who I want to be still.
I think what I would remember most fondly are obviously my friends that I've made.
Making memories with those friends in really interesting places that normally wouldn't be so exciting, but they are because you love each other and you get to know each other so well.
Between the professors and the friends that I've made, I think that will stay with me the rest of my life.
People who give back to Elmhurst, you're not only helping me, you're helping my family grow as well. Me graduating college and being the first one to graduate means that hopefully others in my family, like my nephews and nieces, can see that and want to come to a school like Elmhurst.
So when you give money to Elmhurst, you're giving these students like the experience of a lifetime and the ability to become who they're meant to be.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to change our lives.
Welcome back to Langhorst Field. We are at halftime of this men's lacrosse game between the Blue Jays and the Raiders from the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Blue Jays lead it here by a score of 11-4. Take a look at the first half numbers. Good first half by Jake Grebe. 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. Eli Spence with 4 goals and an assist. He had 5 points in that first half. As far as shots by period, Elmhurst, 20 shots in the first period, 20 shots in the second period. Milwaukee School of Engineering, just 4 shots in the first period, 5 shots in the second period. Face-offs, 9 out of 10. The Blue Jays won in the first period, 3 out of 7. The Blue Jays won in that second period. Saves, Milwaukee School of Engineering's Thomas Miles, he had 8 saves in the first period, 8 saves in the second period for a total of 16. Meanwhile, Noah Mickelson hasn't seen much action. He had 2 saves in the first period, just 1 save in the second period for a total of 3 saves. Turnovers, though, was pretty big. Raiders in the first period, 7 turnovers. 7 more turnovers in the second period for a total of 14. The Blue Jays with just 4 turnovers in the entire first half. So they have been taking care of business here. Tommy Smythe had a 30-second penalty, a pushing infraction in that first half for the Blue Jays. Milwaukee School of Engineering had a man-up situation there for those 30 seconds, but they did not capitalize. And so we are underway here in the third period with a 7-point advantage for the Blue Jays. Chilly night, opening face-off, 39 degrees here on the campus of Elmhurst University. These two teams have not played against each other very often. As a matter of fact, this is just as Jake Grebe dives, can't quite get that one, goes out of bounds. This is the 5th meeting between these two schools. They met back-to-back years in 2013 and 2014. Elmhurst winning those games, and then since 2021, they've each had a home game. The Blue Jays have won those, so Elmhurst is 4-0 against the Raiders in the overall series. curling around and taking a tough shot, but that was almost a no-look shot that time. And it's going to go to the Raiders. Shot was by Caden Ames. Caden, fairly quiet first half. They really didn't need a lot of his expertise, although he did have 4 shots, 2 shots on goal. See if he can come up with a netter here in this third period. The Blue Jays up by 7, 11-4 here in the opening moments of this third period. Sam Thompson here on the wing. Brings it to Sean Roberts. Sean Roberts had a goal in that first half for the Raiders. Thompson checked nicely here on the near wing, and now he'll move it behind the net. Now he makes his move. Nothing there, and he brings it back behind the cage. Curling around and taking the shot and making it, Riley Wyatus.
Number 21, Riley Wyatus.
So that goal coming with 12:55 left to play here in this third period, and it's now 11-5 on assisted goal. Riley is a junior from Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. And so now it is a 6-goal advantage here for the Blue Jays, and it's going to be Vasquez winning the face-off. Cullen McManaman in possession of it now for the Blue Jays. Again, Elmhurst in the home white, Raiders in the visiting red uniforms. Ball is down on the ground. Ball loose, and it's scooped up by the Blue Jays. Nicely done that time by Pete Grebe. Eli Spence. Now over here to Pete. And he tried to get it to his brother, and Jake couldn't get it. Boy, you know Jake is going to talk to his brother after the ball game and say, what was that pass all about? Raiders now in possession. Thomas Miles, the goalkeeper, is way out at the 35-yard line. Ball down to the ground. Loose ball. Matt Koschel retrieves, and he brings it back to Mickelson. Jacob Lemke in stride, picked it up off the ground, passes it off to Jake, and Grebe will bring it back up to the point area to Pete Grebe. In the game for the Blue Jays, number 9, Luke Lampkin, 6'1" sophomore from Bellevue, Washington. Raiders flip it back to the goalkeeper, Thomas Miles. So we've had 1 goal here in the third period by Riley Wyatus to bring the deficit down to 6 for the Raiders. It's 11-5 Blue Jays. Sam Thompson in possession on the near wing on the dead sprint, and he is guarded by Tommy Smythe. Taking the shot that time was number 13, Soren Savard. He had a goal in the first half for the Raiders. Max Ridenour getting double teamed, and he finally gets it off. Far sideline now come the Blue Jays. Centering it to Lemke. And now the far wing, they work it. Lemke pivots back out. Spence makes the move, takes the shot, and the save by Miles. Eli Spence had a really good look at it after good ball movement by the Blue Jays. Tanner Whips back into the game for the Raiders. Ball is down on the ground and still down, still anybody's ball. Matt Kolschel had a couple of opportunities, and it's going to go to the Blue Jays here. We start the clock here, just over 9 minutes remaining here in the third period. Blue Jays lead it by 6, 11-5. Elmhurst trying to remain undefeated, trying to go 4-0 on the young season. The Raiders, if they would fall here tonight, would go to 0-3 on the year. Still plenty of lacrosse to play, though. And the ground ball picked up by the Raiders. 8:37 left to play here in the third period. Blue Jays led at the end of the first period by a score of 7-2 and led at the half 11-4. Griffin Kaiser, number 55, had it momentarily for the Raiders. And we've got, a timeout, I believe. Timeout on the field. Yeah, I think the Raiders call it timeout. With 8:15 remaining here in the third period, the Blue Jays lead it by a score of 11-5 here. And they'll talk things over. Coach Morrell, as you take a look at the Raider huddle there. Raiders had a nice little comeback in that second quarter when they scored back-to-back by Ruschenberg and Savard to bring the lead down to 4. It was 8-4. But then the Blue Jays rattle off 3 goals in the final 2:15 of the second period. They had a goal by Grebe, by Kraus, and then the fourth goal of the night from Eli Spence, coming with 33 seconds to go in the half. So it went from 8-4 to 11-4 in a little over 2 minutes. But Riley Wyatus, with 12:55 to go here in this third period, brings the Raiders to within 6, 11-5. So Eli Spence, with his 4 goals tonight, now gives him 16 goals on the season. And he's the team leader in that category, and he's only a freshman. Unfortunately, Ben Luke, number 16, a senior attacker, is not playing tonight for the Blue Jays. Ben Luke was a big offensive performer a year ago. Should mention the assistants for Elmhurst. These are pretty familiar names as far as Blue Jay lacrosse goes. Mac Harden, Quinn Stokes, great defensive player, Marcus Yandal, along with Tyler Hall. Boy, Coach Morrell knows how to pick his assistant coaches. Those are some quality lacrosse players he's got as assistants. I mean, that's an all-star lineup right there. All right, back to action we go here as we are under the 8-minute mark of this third period. And the Raiders turn it over, and here come the Blue Jays now on the attack. Flip it back to Mickelson. Get it right back to Noah. And now he'll work it on the far sideline here. And the Blue Jays turn it over. Raiders now have the numbers, the shot, and the save by Mickelson. Great job. Dawson Smith, the freshman attacker, with a shot on goal, but Mickelson was right there to make the save. Boy, there was nobody around Mickelson. It was just mano-y-mano. Dawson Smith against Mickelson. And Noah got the save. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll go to the Blue Jays here. Just over 7 minutes, 7:02 left to play here in the third. Ooh, going down, and there's a couple of flags. Looks like the Blue Jays are going to have a man-up situation as Eli Spence was hammered. Stoppage of play now with 6:54 left. This should be the first penalty against the Raiders tonight, as the two officials are talking things over. Looked like a bit of a push. Cross-checking penalty is going to be called against Carson Harris, the sophomore long stick midfielder. So the Blue Jays are going to have a man-up situation here. First time that has happened here tonight. See how they handle it. Chris Haycock is into the game, big number 45. He's got the ball now. Grebe. Here's Grebe. Steps in, takes the shot, and it's high and wide to the right. 6:40 left. Again, the Blue Jays in a man up here. Shot, and there's the goal. It'll go to Chris Haycock.
Blue Jays, number 45, Chris Haycock.
So Chris Haycock and the Blue Jays take advantage
15,
of the man-up situation. Eli Spence will get the assist, but Chris Haycock gets the goal. Watch it here. Fires it kind of a sidearm situation, but he got it through and by Thomas Miles. And so that makes it now 12-5. Blue Jays back up by 7. .633 remaining here in the third period. Chris Haycock is a 6'8", 220-pound junior. Tallest player out on the field for either team. Boy, that is tall. 6'8", lacrosse player. Blue Jays in possession now, up by 7. It's Spence. Here's Jake Grebe. Sprinting in was Sante, and he got stopped. Sante now at the point, works it to Jake. Jake got cut off, and now he'll bring it back out to Sante Dybowski. Shot and a save that time by Thomas Miles. Boy, Miles, he has been a busy goalkeeper for the Raiders tonight. As I mentioned in the first half, he had 8 saves in the first period, 8 saves in the second period. And boy, he's already here at midfield now as he passes it to Tanner Whips. And the ball going back over to the Blue Jays, and Miles has to hurry back into his goalkeeping area. And the shot by Eli Spence.
Goal Blue Jays.
As he gets it by Miles.
Eli Spence. Assisted by number 77,
Sante Dybowski will get the assist. And yeah, boy, Thomas Miles, he made an aggressive move. He had to come back quickly to get in possession. But you'll see Eli Spence take the shot. For Eli, it's goal number 5 of the night. Comes with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to play here in the third. And the Blue Jays now lead it by 8, 13-5. Led by 7 at halftime. The lead is now 8. That one is kicked by Vasquez, and it's going to go to the Raiders. Raiders behind the net. Now they bring it out here to the near wing to Sam Thompson. Andrew Toman, number 4, will bring it back out to the point. Toman now trying to work around a screen. Thompson lost control, comes right back into his stick. Shot and a save by Mickelson. Blue Jays has done a nice job defensively here in this third period, holding the Raiders to just 1 goal. Winding up, taking that shot, Eli Spence, flirting with goal number 6. Eli had a really good look at it. And this one goes into the stick of Thomas Miles. The Blue Jays, though, are getting some really good looks. And the Raiders seem to be close to running out of gas here. Blue Jays seem to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit quicker to open spots. Raiders work it behind the net. Sean Roberts now at the point, gives it to Whips. Tanner looking to penetrate, he cannot. Instead, they go behind the net. Thompson with a hesitation move. Roberts at the point, now it's Whips again. Whips makes the move, takes the shot, and it gets through Mickelson. So Tanner Whips with the goal, the senior midfielder for the Raiders. He gets the unassisted goal here, and it's now 13-6. Comes with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to play here in the third period. Another look at it here, you'll see, well, that's a tough shot, but it got through. It got through Noah. And the Raiders now trailing 13-6. Vasquez and Kubicki, and it's Vasquez winning that face-off, and he throws it back to Mickelson. Tony Vasquez has done a nice job with the face-offs here tonight. Something the Blue Jays, usually over the years, they have done a really good job in that category. Last year, not so much. But this year, though, through the early season, they have really improved in that area. And another shot and a goal here by the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, number 18,
Caden Ames. So Caden now,
number 1,
his
Jake
first goal
Greeby.
of the night. And Jake Greeby will get the assist. So there's Ames' first goal of the night, his 12th goal of the season. It comes with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to play here in the third period. And it's now 14-6. The lead is back up to 8. So the Blue Jays answer 30 seconds after Tanner Whip scores. Caden Ames comes back and gets a goal for the Blue Jays. And this time it's Brendan Krause winning the face-off for Elmhurst. 14-6 Blue Jays with 2:44 left here in the third. Blue Jays hoping to get their 4th win of the season and go to 4-0. As I mentioned earlier, after tonight, they'll be on the road for 4 tough games. Albion, Aurora, Southwestern, and Whittier. As the non-conference schedule continues for the Blue Jays. The conference opener for the Blue Jays will be on April 1st. And I'm not fooling. On April Fool's Day at Carthage in Kenosha. Their conference home opener will be against Augustana on April 5th. 7:30 face-off with that game. Jake Greeby, ooh, wide and to the right. I don't know if that hit the right post or not. Blue Jays retain possession. 1:50 to go here in the third. Here's Ryan Swank now to Jake. Dybowski comes back in. Ethan Stepanek into the game, number 42 for the Blue Jays. Ethan goes right into the crease area. Here's Jake Grebe, double teamed. Over to the far wing, Lemke. Jacob with a sidearm shot and the save by Miles. Another good shot attempt by Elmhurst. Give credit to Miles, the senior goalkeeper, coming up with the save. Stolen away here by Stepanek. Ethan up the middle, now passes it off, and the shot is good. Try to get a number on that. Stepanek, though, got the assist.
Number 18.
It was Caden Ames. Back-to-back goals by Caden Ames. The assist this time, though, by Ethan Stepanek.
By number 42, Ethan Stepanek.
1:02 left to play. It is now 15-6, and the Blue Jays are widening and opening this thing up. A lot of credit to Stepanek, who sprinted in the middle, passed it off beautifully, and in form was Caden Ames to get the back of the net. Vasquez and Kubicki on the face-off. Vasquez, boy, that was rather easily won by the Blue Jays. Check that, it wasn't Kubicki, it was Alex DeVries, the sophomore. And another goal by the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, number 1,
Jake Grebe with the goal. And the Blue Jays now are pouring it on. 52nd, take another look at it here. See number 1, the middle, and he gets it through. For Jake Grebe, he has the hat trick now. 3 goals for him. And it's now 16-6. Biggest lead of the night, and the Blue Jays are opening this thing up. Boy, they scored 3 goals in less than, well, a little over 2 minutes to go in the second period. And now late in the third period, in the final 3 minutes of the third period, they scored 3 goals here. Like to save it till the very end of the periods, do the Blue Jays, apparently. 10-goal lead, and another shot, and another goal.
Goal Blue Jays, number 18.
It's Caden Ames again. Wow. I mentioned a moment ago that Caden Ames has not scored, but he has scored 3 goals here in the final 3 minutes. He scored a goal with 2:55 left. He scored his second goal with 1:02 left. And now with 15 seconds left in the period, he scores his third goal. 14 goals on the year now for Caden Ames. It's now 17-6. Kraus wins the face-off as that one's picked up by Colin McManaman. Boy, another shot, another goal. Jake Grebe with 6 seconds to go.
Goal Blue Jays,
man.
number 1, Jake Grebe.
So
By
Grebe,
number 13, Colin McManaman.
Colin McManaman gets the assist. Take another look at it here. You'll see Jake. Boy, they don't come out on him, and it was just a wide open look. Thomas Miles could do nothing really with that. And so Jake Grebe with the goal, his 4th. Boy, oh boy. It's now 18-6, and the Blue Jays are pouring it on here. Just 6 seconds to go here this third period. Face-off is officially going to be won by the Blue Jays as it's scooped up by Ryan Swank, and that's the end of the third period.
The third quarter,
the Blue Jays
Elmhurst 18,
putting up 7
MSOE
goals
6.
in this third period. They lead it by a score of 18-6. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
You just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals. and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn. A place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
Welcome back to Langhorst Field here as we are just about ready to get the fourth period underway. Milwaukee School of Engineering, they're warming up Darian Stricker. He's taking some shots on goal. He is the other goalkeeper for the Raiders. He's had 29 minutes of action in goal coming into tonight. Thomas Miles has had 77 minutes of action in goal. So it looks like the night might be over for Thomas Miles, and let's see if Stricker is going to stay into the game. And it looks like he will. So the Raiders make a goalkeeper change. It's going to be number 5, Darian Stricker in goal, a 6'2" senior from Simi Valley, California. And he will start this fourth period in goal for the Raiders. And this face-off is going to be, well, still undetermined. Won by, well, now it's scooped up. Ball still down. Blue Jays finally get it. Noah Mickelson remains in goal for the Blue Jays as we are getting this fourth period underway. That shot by Peter O'Leary was off, but not by much. And into the game there and taking the shot for the Blue Jays is number 8, Ethan Castillo. Now check that. I think that's number 9. That's Luke Lampkin, excuse me. Lampkin with the ball, number 9. And he will jack it behind the net. Boy, Blue Jays doing a nice job of taking good shots. They don't force a lot of shots. They make sure they've got good ones. That one was a good one by Chris Haycock at the point. Chris already has a goal here in tonight's game. Here's Haycock. He fires again, and this time he scores. Chris Haycock with his second goal of the night.
Blue Jays, number 45, Chris Haycock.
Comes with 13:45 left to play in the game.
Luke Lampkin.
Luke Lampkin will get the assist. It's 19-6. Blue Jays now have their highest offensive output of this young season. They put up 17 against Birmingham Southern in the season opener back on February 19th. So a season high tonight, 19 goals. And I don't think the scoring is over just yet for the Blue Jays. O'Leary retreats. And now O'Leary will bring it behind the net. He's guarded by Griffin Kaiser. Back into the game is Chris Haycock. Chris says, hey, this scoring is fun. I want the ball again. I want the hat trick. He's got 2 goals. He's got the ball now. Into the game also number 42, Ethan Stepanek. Oh, Ethan's pass a little bit high, and this one's going to go out of bounds to the Raiders. Stepanek comes out. Austin Evans comes back in, the defenseman for the Blue Jays. second half, the Blue Jays have opened this thing wide open. They have poured it on here against the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Elmhurst led at the end of the first period 7-2. They led at half 11-4. And they led 18-6 at the end of 3. That third period, they outscored the Raiders 7-2. Again, a great opportunity here for Coach Morrell to get some, I don't want to say new faces, but some players that perhaps haven't played a lot to get some action. Let's see at what point he decides to do that. We have played 3 minutes into this fourth period, and the Blue Jays lead it by a score of 19-6. And you would think in the next couple of moments, you would think that Coach Morrell will decide to make some changes. Here's Ethan Stepanek. Shot clock at 43. Shot clock really hasn't been a factor here tonight. Stepanek puts on the brakes, pivots. Now finally gets it off to Caden Ames. Ames with a huge, well, now he dropped it on the ground. Ames had that huge third quarter in which he scored 3 goals. He did not score a goal in the entire first half, but came out strong in that third period with the 3 goals. That shot by Stepanek is off. Eli Spence with 5 goals, Jake Grebe with 4, Ames with 3. And now the ball goes to the Raiders. 10:44 remaining in the game. And the ball was intended to Ethan Marasco, the junior attacker, but it wasn't a very good pass. And so the Raiders turn it over here to Elmhurst. Sprinting back in the game is Chris Haycock. Chris with the ball now. Chris works it behind the cage to the far wing. Pete Grebe takes the shot, and it's wide. Max Reidenauer returns, number 43 defensively. There's the shot. Raiders in possession. Now it's on the ground and it's scooped. Well, now nobody has scooped it up yet. Nobody has possessed it yet. Finally, it's Pete Grebe now that picks it up. Blue Jays in possession. Stepanek. Over here to Haycock. Ooh, Lampkin gets checked hard from behind by Brandon Guzlecki. Here's Pete Grebe. Nice pass into the crease area, the turn and the shot and the goal attempt by O'Leary, but a nice save there by the backup goalkeeper, Darian Stricker. As we approach the 9-minute mark of this one. Clock stops here. We've got a bunch of substitutions. There's 8:59 left. Well, O'Leary is taking a knee, so apparently a penalty. Parker O'Leary is taking a knee. So it looks like the penalty is going to be against the Blue Jays, and the Raiders now will have a man up. See the score there in the upper left-hand part of your monitor, 19-6. The Blue Jays leading comfortably. Raiders, though, with an opportunity here with a man-up situation. Ball down on the ground, scooped up by the Raiders. Here's Whips. As they work again around the perimeter, not able to get a shot off. Finally, it's Sean Roberts that gets off a good one, but it's off to the left. Noah Mickelson has been in goal. Hasn't been a very busy goalkeeper tonight. 3 saves in the first half. That one goes wide and high and to the left. Raiders retain possession of it here as we approach the 8-minute mark of this one. And I tell you, the Blue Jays again looking good in all aspects of the game. Dead sprint here this time by Austin Evans. And Austin on a good run. Gets it to Caden Ames, who dropped it. And we've got an injured player down on the field there. It looks like it's an injured Blue Jay. And it looks like that's going to be number 14, Ryan Swank. And Ryan trying to shake off what appears to be a leg injury there, walking off with the trainer. So fortunately, he is walking off under his own power. Matt Koschel, 41, comes into the game. So Ryan Swank will get looked at. Ryan is a 5'11" junior from Fountain Valley, California. And it looks like he's going to be okay just talking with his teammates there. Doesn't even want to be checked out more by the trainer. So it looks like he will be all right. And that one is a shot on goal. It will remain in possession of the Blue Jays. I'll tell you, right from the start of this game, the Blue Jays, they dominated the face-offs, and they got the time of possessions, and they got some shots on goal early on. If you recall, 2 quick goals by Eli Spence to make it 2-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Then Krause had a goal, and Swank had a goal, and before you know it, it was 4-0 Elmhurst with just over 11 minutes remaining in the first period. And it's awful hard, whoever you are, on the road to get down 4 goals early on and put yourself in that type of deficit and try to come back. Turn and shoot by Pete Grebe wasn't there. Good effort that time, though. Chris Haycock now, he's at the point of this thing. And they're going to bring in number 17, Ryan Rector, a sophomore from Huntington Beach, California. A lot of Californians. Curl and a shot and a goal.
Goal Blue Jays, number 18, Caden Ames.
Caden Ames with the goal, his 4th goal of the game.
Ryan
All
Rector.
4 goals are coming here in the second half. And that makes it 20-6. Comes with 6 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in this 4th quarter. Face off. This one is controlled by the Raiders. Well, no, it's still down. It's still undetermined. Look at these guys battle. And finally a whistle, and they're going to give the ball to the Raiders here. Raiders ball here with just over 6 minutes remaining in this game. The Raiders are going to fall to 0-3 on this season. The Blue Jays will improve to 4-0, and a great start to the season for Coach Morrell and his ball club. Max Ridenauer gets it to Noah Mickelson, and he brings it to the far side, where the Blue Jays work it upfield. Oh, nice little spin move by Pete Grebe. Luke Lampkin. And this one is going to go out of bounds. It will go to the Blue Jays here. Chris Haycock checks back in, along with Ethan Stepanek. Ball down to the ground, and the ground ball is picked up by Elmhurst. Here's O'Leary. Stepanek scoops it up. Pete Grebe backpedaling, and this ball is going to go out of bounds. Not quite handling it was Luke Lampkin, and it will go to the Raiders. Mitch Westfall, a 5'11 freshman from Sussex, Wisconsin, checks into the game for the Blue Jays. Just under 5 minutes remaining here in this game. And there's a turnover. Unforced error. That's a rare occurrence for the Blue Jays tonight. So they turn it over to the Raiders here. The Raiders scoring just 2 goals here in this second half. Riley Waitis and Tanner Whips are the only 2 Raiders to score in the second half. So again, they came into this game averaging just 6 goals per game, and that's where they're at right now. 6 goals, trailing 20-6, as we are at the 4-minute mark of this game. Ethan Marasco works it behind the net. And the ball is down in the ground on the far side. Who's going to come up with it? Raiders do. Boy, look at that suffocating defense by the Blue Jays. Ball is down, and the ground ball picked up by Elmhurst. Still playing tough with a big lead late in this game. 3:20 to go. Noah Mickelson has been in goal the entire game. As a matter of fact, he's been in goal in every single minute the Blue Jays have played this season. Max Ridenauer. It's across midfield. Lampkin takes the shot, and he gets hit hard just as he took the shot. Into the game, Cole Sitterly, sophomore for Milwaukee School of Engineering, number 42. Here's Haycock. Takes the shot, and he scores.
Goal Blue Jays, number 45, Chris Haycock.
So Chris Haycock, the 6'8" player, there you see him jog off the field. He's got the hat trick. He's got 3 goals, all in the second half. And it's 21-6 with 2:33 left to play here in the game. And the Blue Jays win that face-off. High pass, they work it behind the cage. Parker O'Leary. Stepanek, number 42 in the game, he's got the ball now. Also coming in, number 17, Ryan Rector. Here's number 9, Luke Lampkin. Lampkin, double team, brings it up to the point. Shot and the save that time by Stricker. Nice job by Stricker. The goalkeepers had a couple of nice saves here in the second half. Austin Evans comes back in defensively for the Blue Jays. "90 seconds left to play in this game." Well, the Blue Jays, certainly on paper, expected to win this game, and that's what you want to do. You want to establish your dominance here at home. And the Blue Jays are now going to go to 2-0 here at home, 4-0 on the year. Really the first game that was not close here for the Blue Jays. Won by 4 against Birmingham Southern. And then back-to-back 1-point victories. 12-11 win at Hope. And then a 15-4 win against Center, the Colonels, here at Langhorse Field on March 5th. Shot and a goal.
Goal, Blue
Pete
Jays.
Grebe with the goal.
Number 40, Pete Grebe.
So Grebe, with 41 seconds left to play, gets the goal here. And it makes the score now 22-6. And again, the Raiders with just 2 goals here in the entire second half. The Blue Jays with 10. Check that, 11. They led 11-4 at halftime. 11 more goals here in the second half. 22-6. 28 seconds left to play. Raiders in possession here, trying for a last goal. Ethan Marasco passes it off here to the wing. 13 seconds to play. Cade Ryder, number 17, out there. To the point, 2 seconds to go. And that's going to do it. Saved by Mickelson, and this game is over. The Blue Jays winning it convincingly here at home. 22-6, your final score. So the Blue Jays improved to 4-0. The Raiders 0-3. For Ashley Liljeberg, I'm Mark Kruger. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast here tonight. Again, Elmhurst winning it. They'll ring the bell here tonight at Langhorse Field. Your final score 22-6. Thank you so much for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. Have a great evening, everyone. So long.